Hi, I'm absolutely excited today to show you all some of the, revival batiks which have arrived. So this happens to be my fourth lot, so you can imagine. So I was waiting to show you all, and it took some time, so it has been quite a time period that I haven't shown any of the videos of this revival batik. So let me quickly get into the subject and show you all. Please do take screenshot of whichever sari you like. I shall try to detail to my best of my ability, and do write to me on 9831780698. That shall be mentioned in the video also, so do keep an eye on it. And therefore I begin with the first sari, which is in black. So I haven't tried out in black previously. So this is a black batik saree which has a beautiful border. As you can see, this is the border running. It has a few motifs inside, and have a look at the palla. I'm sure you'll love it. So this happens to be the complete palla. This has been done in their paintbrush, where they have used the warm liquid wax. We know about the batik technique. So the whole thing has been done with a fine paintbrush. So this is the performance of the artist, I'll tell. And here comes the sari. Throughout it has a motif like this. And once the motif comes like this, I will say the blouse has to be a solid blouse, solid color. So this is sari number 1 of batik, which is a revival batik. Now I shall show you another one. This is another sari number 2, which is, it's not exactly off-white. The off-white inside is a very pretty soft pinkish off-white, A tinge of pink is there. That's what I really liked in it, and has a fine line crack throughout. A very tender crack we can see, which batik is very famous for its fine crack. So this is inside. The border is a mango yellow, which has, ambis, the paisley rather. It's in slant, as you can see. This is the paisley. And the palla is, now let me show you the palla. This happens to be the achal. This is the achal. So it's an amazing combination of mango yellow with an off-white, which is slightly pinkish, and it has a contrast blouse, which is a dark coffee brown blouse. So this is sari number 2 of revival batik, which is done with a thin paintbrush. Now coming to the sari number 3, this is also a very beautiful one. Have a look at this. Your complete achal, I'm beginning from the achal, see how pretty it is. This is the way the achal has been drawn. The sari is a sandalwood color inside, has thin line of batik with a dark maroon shade throughout. So this is the crack which is visible throughout the sari, and you can make out the border. See, it's got a very clean, neat border, which is also in Bengali we call it alpana. So alpana means patterns and designs drawn. So here it is. This happens to be the border. So I am coming back to the achal. The achal is this, and with the achal you get to have a blouse which will be like this, a coffee brown blouse, and this portion will come at the back. So this is a very pretty one. This is sari number 3. Now I'm coming to sari number 4, which is beautiful, a very different sort of a shade. It is a lilac shade. So the sari is a mauve. We can also call it mauve. So the patterns have been done in white, and we know mauve and white is a very compatible shade. So this happens to be the border which is throughout. And your achal, let me again hold it across. Have a look at the achal, how nice it looks. And here we can see the achal is a shade darker than the body, the self color of the body. So that makes it really very prominent. The achal stands out very prominent. Now coming to the sari border, have a look at this. This will be throughout, you know. This thing would go throughout. So this happens to be saree number 4. Yeah, this is a saree number 4, and let me show you. The blouse piece was separate because it had to be dyed in a darker shade. I wanted it on a darker shade which would look very nice as a contrast. It has a pattern here which will be on the sleeve, and the saree, this blouse piece is a dark purplish one which is also of the same family. So that will look very nice. So this is saree number 4. Saree number 5 is a rich red. You know, red, how beautiful it looks. So this whole saree is a beautiful red. Now let me display the archel. This is the archel. Have a look at the archel. This happens to be the border which is running all through. Here comes the border. And your blouse would be at least double shade darker than the body. The color of the saree inside. So let me show you. The complete saree would be something like this. The pallar. Okay, now if I can have it on myself for once so that you can figure out how it's going to look. So it's going to be something like this with the border running all through, and your archel is this. So this is saree number 5. Now coming to saree number 6, which is again, I will say this is black, but it's not done in off-white. It is, it's a mustard yellow. So the design may be quite similar to the one which was done in white. And this is the mustard yellow border which is going all through. The saree is in black. The motifs are very prominent here. Have a look at the motif, how pretty it looks. And your saree is this. This is your archel. How neatly it's been done, and it has been done with a paintbrush, as you can see. So there are 3 blocks like this which has been covered. So this happens to be saree number 6. And the blouse, okay, I was missing onto the blouse. The blouse is interesting, watch it. This is on contrast. So it has a fine line crack, and this mustard yellow is throughout. And in contrast with mustard yellow, the self color goes very well. Now let me show you saree number 7. Very pretty one. Let me show you. Here it is. Now I'm beginning with the archel. Okay, have a look at the archel. This is the archel with a dual color shade we can see, which is an off-white as well as an orange they have used. The whole border is neat and nice here. It is like this, which is visible. The color of the saree is it is a soft shade of green is there, and a sea greenish, you can say, and with a light coffee brown crack all over. This is the tender crack which goes all through the saree. The border happens to be this, and the blouse piece is a contrast one. Here's the blouse piece, which is a dark coffee brown blouse piece. So do keep a screenshot of whichever saree you liked, and come back to me in case you want anything in details you would like to see or know. Feel free to connect. I shall definitely give you a closer view to the whole saree. Acha, coming back to this saree again, this is another bit of a saree. Here it is. The saree aanchal is this. This is done in black and white, and the combination is this. I love the border which is like this. The tender lotus is coming up like this. Highly interesting and very pretty. I really loved it. So the whole idea is to show this thin paintbrush work throughout. So you can make out this border. The border comes like this with the lotuses coming up irregularly throughout the saree. So do take a screenshot of this. Okay, and the next saree is the last one. This saree is an amazing pattern done all over. This is not maintaining any border or the body or such. This saree is done in Tassar silk. I just tried out. All those sarees were all in mulberry silk. This particular saree is done in Tassar silk. The saree would go like this. Here it is. The saree would go like this. This is an orange, brick orange you can say, with an off-white shade work done. Brick orange and off-white is an absolutely amazing combination. And here it is. This is your palla. And the complete saree would give a look like this. This is also very nice. With this, I complete the fresh stock which has arrived, and to tell you, those who had already ordered some of the sarees, your sarees are there in stock. They have arrived and I shall be couriering ASAP. So feel free to pick up whichever you like, whatever you like. Do come back to me in 98317 80698. Thank you.